Simplified surface energy balance. So the net radiation, which is going to drive what the temperature trend is at that moment, is a plus value for incoming solar radiation, the shortwave, SW. Then there's amount lost going out. That would mean it would have less of a warming effect, that part which is not making it in. And that's that 31% number for planet Earth, for example. And then there's the long wave coming in, back in from, say, the clouds being re-radiated back, and the long wave coming from the Earth itself and making it out. So if you add all those up with the pluses and minus, you'd come up with a net radiation value for a given place at a given time. Or you could do it for a whole year. And in a local area, this diagram shows us kind of things that happen. Of course, you've got the shortwave hitting the ground, and some of it being reflected back. You've got the long wave coming in from cloud radiation, and some of the solar radiation is just barely in the long wave range as well. And then that's absorbed, and then it's radiated back out, and so that part that's absorbed in the shortwave and long wave warms the ground, and that there is a heat transfer through the process of conduction. As if you look at kind of the middle of the diagram there, through conduction, that heat makes its way down, and there is a certain depth for any given soil profile and temperature regime where the daily temperature change becomes negligible, basically nothing. There's also a zone of where seasonally it's that way, and that's many dozens of feet below that. If you want to build a house to stay warm in the winter, you build part of it into the ground, and so it takes advantage for a long time, fall and early winter, from the heat of the ground, and it has less radiative loss out as well. And then in the hot summer, you can take advantage of the coolness of the ground relative to the hot air, and as such, you can have a pretty energy efficient house. The ancient societies in places of great daily and seasonal temperature change knew this. So there's a lot of archaeology that's shown that in parts of Asia and Europe and Northern Africa, where they were able to take advantage of the ground heat in the winter and the coolness of the ground in the summer to keep houses more livable.